Let's go live. Hello, people. Greetings, world. Let's see if everything is working. Looks good. Welcome back to whoever watched the first stream. That was like a while ago now, sorry. Maybe a week ago, week and a half. Whatever. Today we will continue. Right where I left off, kind of. Rigging the character of Mikassa. So last time we've achieved, so this is my to-do list here. We've done the initial meta rig, which is this guy. We cleaned up the body weights, roughly, so yeah, you know, it's fine. We transferred the weights to the clothes, so the clothes are deforming as well. The face does not. So let's see. Let's now rig the hair. Did we do that? Yes, the hair is rigged. The other hair, okay, so this stuff I think is what we have not done yet. So we have another hair mesh right here, which is not yet rigged, so we'll probably start there. And then what else can we expect today? Rig the clothes, so the clothes have some extra bits that need their own rigging, like this guy. Switches, masks, and UI. So in the production, Mikassa needed switches for her clothing, because she loses her clothing throughout the story. And then there's some extra stuff that we might do, like IK fingers, organizing collections and driving them, which is going to be very boring, but I'll do it. And then potentially at the end, if I'm fast, then maybe we'll play a little bit with physics, which is not something that we do in production, but I'll do it here because it's fun. And for whatever there isn't time for today, we'll just do next time, whenever that is. Alright. So yeah, let's just get started, I think, with rigging the other hair. So I'm not gonna need this test action thing anymore, so I'm gonna knock that out. Reset my timeline a bit. Don't need that panel anymore. And then let's see, let's hop over to the outliner, hide. Oh yeah, okay, so I already toggled to the other hair. So a decision to be made is, do I want to use the same hair bones for this tied up hair as I used for the ponytail? And maybe the answer is honestly not really. Even though they are kind of in the same spot, I want to organize them separately. So yeah, I think I'm gonna use different set of bones. So let's do that. So I hop on the meta rig, which I know I always say so quickly that it sounds like I'm saying met rig, but I'm saying meta rig, just under-pronouncing it a little bit. Okay, so how was this done? This is just one FK chain component that starts all the way up there. Is that what I want to do? I'm not so sure. Wait. I guess... no, that's not ideal. Because this hair object, which is being deformed by this ponytail hair chain already, that is shared between the two hairstyles. So... that is already rigged to this ponytail now. So I can't really have another chain here that is also deforming that. Then maybe it is easier to just share the bones. Fine. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Fine. Okay, so this guy doesn't have any modifiers yet at all. Welcome, people. People are writing in the chat. Hello. Oh, and there's already a question. How do you write your to-do list? Wait, what? Do you write your to-do list prior a day or before you start? This to-do list I wrote before I started the first stream. So I had a plan for the entire series of streams. Other than that, like, the to-do is kind of like a live thing, you know. I have many to-dos, so it's just something that evolves over time as I have ideas or people tell me to do things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, normally I wouldn't write this for like a personal project. I would just keep it all in my head in the beginning until I get started on it. and then I have an idea that I don't want to do right now because I'm already in the middle of something, then I write it down. So that's how my brain works when it comes to to-do lists. Okay, so let's parent this guy to this thing with an armature modifier with no groups, I think. Yeah, I'll just weight paint this manually real quick. Just like these 3 bones, I guess. Oh, actually, wait. So there's this extra little bit here for which I do want separate bones, even if the main chain of bones will be shared with the ponytail. Let me isolate these guys to make it less cluttered and disable the axes to make it less cluttered. Also, I forgot. Normally for live streaming, I increase the resolution scale to 1.2 to make the UI a bit more visible on smaller screens. There we go. And then let's just... Oh, and full screen also. There we go. So, I'm gonna make another hair bone here. And I'll just call this... I don't know. Hair bound 1, I guess. Sure. And that can start around here. I like to turn X-ray off for when I'm trying to place bones in the center of some volume. Alternatively, I could use cursor snapping, like go in a bit more on this, select that, snap the cursor. Yeah, that wasn't very helpful this time because like it's not just a simple tube, it's a you know, complex topology. So let's just place this bone manually. And I don't want to make too many bones for this. Let's keep it simple. Just 1 more, maybe 2 more. Yeah, I guess we have to do 2 more. So there's 2. And then there's 3. And I'll make these a little smaller, for which I use Ctrl-Alt-Shift-S, which is I think a custom shortcut for scaling the bendy bones. I tend to write what I have in my head because I forget a lot. Yeah, same. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I joke that if I grow old and I have dementia, then I won't even notice because I already forget everything anyways. And it doesn't affect me because I have everything important written down, so it doesn't matter. It's like we can learn to adapt to live with bad memories. I think if we start early enough, we'll find out. I'll let you know in like 45 years. FK chain is to be assigned to this guy. In fact, maybe I'll just copy the settings from the other one. So if I select this bone first, the other hair bone second, then I go here, copy component. That, in theory, did it. Let me check if I unassign this, because I haven't used this button in a while. Yeah, it seems to work. Cool. And for parenting, we want to parent this bone to, I guess this, the form bone? We'll see how that works. And then regenerate. And then let's see. Okay, I guess we'll see exactly if this is behaving good or not once we weight paint it. So let's do that. I just select the bones that are gonna contribute to deforming this hair mesh, which is pretty much these guys. And then this is a pie menu from my EasyWeight add-on, which you can find on the extensions platform. And in this list of operators that I use all the time, I have assign automatic from bones. Boom. That did not a great job because, yeah, that algorithm prefers when meshes are super simple, which this is not. So that was kind of pointless. And the automatic weights are not useful here at all. So I will paint them manually. Pretty much do something like this. And then subtract any weights that are kind of... So here I'm just painting like really sharp weights for the bendy bones, and we'll see if that ends up good by just trying it out in a second. But this has a chance to just work, because bendy bones are magical. Not quite, still quite too harsh. But it had a chance, okay? Yeah, so as you can see, like, what's going on here is not nice at all. So, I'll just, let's say I squash it like this. Whatever, and then... Normally I would blur it, and I guess I will try. Let's see what happens. I mean, it did something. But it's not really doing much, so what would probably be better to do is to just paint it. As in, add some weights like this, and then some weights like this, and then, I mean, I'm still gonna blur it after that. But so we just spread out the influence a little bit further than the bendy bone edges. Let's see if that works. I mean, it's still a bit rough, but this is when we gotta ask ourselves, like, how much is this bone going to actually be rotated? Let's see. Also, I kind of want to make these bones bigger because they are hiding inside the mesh. So let me do that first of all. Come on. Let's try that. Better. Okay, so I think realistically this hair is going to move very little, like this much. And for that, this is fine. And then the next bone down the chain. It's also, I mean, could be better. So I think the problem is that because these bones are not made for this hair mesh, but, oh, I just entered render mode. Whoops. So because these bones were not made for this hair mesh, but the other hairstyle, the ponytail style, the bones are not really placed in the center of the volume, which is of course what you would want. Or if, in fact, for something like this, where you only see the hair from one side, which is from behind, you could even shift the bones pivot points to the outside, because then it's going to look bad on the inside, but you're never going to see it. Oh god, entering render mode is a big mistake. Oh boy. It actually shouldn't be this bad. Okay, there we go. We got out of it. Also, I just realized, like, I'm using kind of a little bit of an ugly viewport shading here. Let me try to fix that. Is that better? It is kind of... I think maybe that one. Yeah, I think I prefer this. Thank you. I also loved Sprite Fright. That was a fun project. Okay. Okay, so there's a hair band here which I forgot about, but it's fine. We'll just parent to the rig, enter weight paint mode, and probably just weight paint fully to that bone. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so how is it behaving? A little bit weird. Like, what is this geometry that's kind of poking out over there? This guy. This guy's doing something weird. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I feel like that should be rigged to this bone instead of this bone. So let's do that. So since I already had it selected in mesh edit mode, I can just press 2 to only paint on that little patch of hair, and that seems to be doing the trick. And now it's kind of making me realize that there's these surrounding other patches as well that probably have the same issue. So let's fix all of that. Oh, right, because I haven't cleaned up this whole area yet. I just realized. So let's do that then. So again, the automatic weights kind of failed to give us a useful result for this hair mesh, which is not too surprising. So fully weight there, fully weight there, just rough weights. And then there we go. Don't want to spend too much time and mental energy on this. Okay, let's see how it behaves now. It's already much better, I would say. Yeah. Yep, that's pretty much what I want. So again, like this thing could be better. Like when it's rotated this way, it starts pinching here, which is pretty bad. But the benefit is that now there's only like one set of bones for the two hairstyles, which is nice. Something I could consider is tweaking the bone chain to, instead of favoring the ponytail hair so much, it could try to, you know, meet us in the middle. And I think that might actually be fine. So what I'm tempted to do is like move pretty much this bone a little bit further out. Even though like this is the perfect spot for it to be for the ponytail. But because I want to keep the number of controls to a minimum, we won't favor the ponytail that much. So now it's a little bit better positioned for the other hairstyle. And I might do the same for this guy. Something like that. And like here, I'm pretty sure the ponytail is still gonna, you know, be fine. Exactly, like, it makes like no difference. Even though it is like technically a worse pivot point, but it just doesn't matter. Whereas for this guy, well, it also didn't make too much of a difference, to be honest. But maybe a little bit. Let's try smoothing the weights a little bit more. Just by blurring like a maniac. Or you know what, we can also cheat. You know how we can cheat? Yeah. Just put that corrective smooth on there. It's fine. So yeah, if you're not aware of the corrective smooth modifier, it's good to keep in mind. I think I'm gonna keep it here. Yeah, I think for a mesh like this, it's a good fit. Let me move the chat again a bit closer to me because I have to look so far. How do I pop it out? Oh no, that is not it. Pop out chat. There we go. I know this is a rigging stream, but could you give some tips for knee and elbow topology to bend properly? Let's see what this character has. Yeah, so look, this character has some fancy topology here. I mean, I don't consider myself an authority on topology because I'm not the one creating the topology. But so in theory, what topology like this would allow you to do is to weight paint this area more to the upper arm. Whoops. Well, to like, you know, when the arm bends, like I don't think this will happen now. Let's see. I mean, kind of. Yeah, so, okay, so this is not weight painted perfectly, and I might just tweak it. But, I mean, I guess that the fact that it's not weight painted perfectly actually maybe helps illustrate the point that this topology kind of allows this elbow to, you know, look more elbowy when it's bent. So it kind of gives the impression that there's a bone here that, you know, it's not just collapsing as much. The weight painting could definitely be better. But I would also say at the same time that you can get away with just a tube for a lot of styles. And then what you would do is just add the shape key to sort of pull this elbow back a bit, you know, like this way. And you would just hook that shape key up to like the X rotation of the elbow bone, and it will look okay again for a lot of styles, not for like hyperrealism, I guess, but yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Just look at models that you personally like try to find resources and copy them. That's always the answer for any question. And we can look at the knee as well real quick. Oops. Yeah, so there's some fancy stuff going on. Also, just to be clear, this character is not meant to be a realistic character, which is most clear from features like here, and also here, like the side of the waist. This character was meant to have a sort of ceramic art style, and that's why it has some of these edge loops that you might, on first glance, you might think it's questionable or weird, but so that's going for a specific style. It's not meant to be realism. Do you prefer auto-normalize? Yeah, I always weight paint with auto-normalize. So that means when I add weights to one bone in an area, it's subtracting it from all the others. And you could see already, like, in cases where that's useful, because like when I weight paint the hair, I know that I want this area to be fully deformed by this bone, so I just paint that, and I know that is now done because all the influence from all the other bones for that area has been taken away automatically. So yeah, I like auto-normalize. Animation with dimension must be really hard, I guess. I haven't thought about that. Not necessarily, right? Because with animation you also take notes, like and you get notes from others that are like visual, you know, drawovers and stuff. So, you know, you could, I think animating with dimension would be the same as joining a project and having to animate on a shot that isn't yours, but someone else's shot, like taking over someone else's shot, which from what I understand is like not trivial, but it's doable. I think it would be a similar experience. Every day you would be taking over your own shot that is half complete. Oh no, why are the hips inverted? Oh yeah, also between this stream and the previous one, I've redone a lot of the CloudRig chain rigs, like the implementation. So that's why the spine rig might look a bit different. And I knew I said I wouldn't work on the rig off stream, but I didn't touch this file. Like, I did not work on the rig, I worked on the rigging system. And I think that's fair. But it seems, at least to some extent, broken because this widget is upside down. So why is that? Because we have an adjusting bone here, a tweak bone, which we don't need anymore. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so hairs are rigged. Clothes. Same idea with a couple of clothes. So let's create a simple bone chain, maybe from scratch. Nah, I'll just duplicate this one. Put it down there, rename it to, I don't know what this thing is. It's like a waist scarf. The object is called belt. I mean, it's not a belt, but naming things is hard. I'll just call it belt, I guess. Belt 1. And then we place it roughly. Actually, we can place it kind of precisely. So let's just snap it to the geometry. Let me hide these annoying bones. Let's say, I mean, there's two little flippy floppy things here. Do I want to rig them separately? Yeah, I guess so. I actually forget what I did for production. We might have rigged them together. But for now, I'll do it separate. Could I do a combined thing? Do I want to? Nah. Nah, if you want to animate them together, you can just select all the bones and you're fine. but if there's going to be 2 belts, then let's number them like this. And then let's see, snap it here. Snap, extrude, snap, snap, extrude, snap, and snap. So that's our bones for one of them. Let me see if like RX45, what does it do? This is, oh wait, am I on? Okay, so currently this is the positive x-axis. This is what I usually check. I like to have the positive x-axis be the most common rotation axis, which is not always, you know, something that exists, but for this piece of clothing, it's usually most of the time gonna be bending like this. So I just go into edit mode, do Control R to roll the bone, and I just typed in 90. And now if I do RX45, then it does this, which is perfect. Cool. Let's align the bone rolls to the active bone as well, so they're nice and straight. And so the FK component is still here because I started by copying the hair, so that got copied over. Okay, and then let's do the same thing for the other part. Snap there, duplicate, snap there, rename this to belt 2-1, and then snap here. Wait, that looks wrong. Let's isolate these guys. Ah! I didn't grab the whole edge loop, so that's the center. There we go, and then maybe I just want 2 bones for this guy. Yeah, but then I'll go lower with the first bone. 3 bones would definitely still be reasonable for this. You know, it's just a matter of like how much control do you want and how much patience from the animator do you want. Because fewer bones is easier to animate, but you don't get as much control. But I think 2 is fine here. Let's make sure the bone rolls actually align well with the mesh, like so and so. And let's also make sure these are parented to something legit, which could be... Oh, that's tough. Okay. So, I mean, if these bones were here, and if the design of the mesh was there, then I would just parent it to the hips, because it's right in the middle of the hips. But it's right in between the hips and the spine. I mean, we can just try both and see what happens, but I'm pretty sure neither of them are going to give us good results. So this is not a spine. First, I guess before we can see, we have to weight paint it. So let's do that. I'll just select my bones. Select this mesh. And then automatic weights. Wait, oops. Go into mesh masking mode and then do automatic weights. That's good enough, I guess. And then same for the other guy. Bone, masking mode, automatic weights. Cool. So now they deform. Oh, because their other weights are still there. So let's get rid of those. Let's run some cleanup operators here. Empty deform groups, delete. Unused deform groups, delete. And I'll just manually delete the hips and the spine and the thigh. Yep. Although that just lost me the weights for this top section, so let me just paint that back to, I guess, the hips for now, and then we'll see if you want to change this to the spine instead in a second. Something like this, I guess. Okay. So there you go, that's kind of happening, and then that's kind of happening. That's fine, but if I move the hips, that's bad. That's very bad. That's not what I want at all. So let's parent these bones to the spine instead. And see how that goes. So I move the hips. So there's a little bit of weights on that area, as you can see, which is now a bit odd. So I guess we can remove it and hope that it's fine. But will it be fine? Let's see. Hey, it's still moving just as much as before. What? Because the legs? Ah, there's weights on the legs. That's probably not necessary. But whatever, I'll just be careful and only remove the weights from this area. Okay, now if I move the hips, there we go. So that's better. Yeah. Okay, and if I move the spine, then what happens? Oops. Reset the thing. Actually, also let me disable the axes again because it's annoying. Well, when I move the spine, it's still bad. Why is that exactly? Oh, because... So when I just parent the metallic bones to this guy, they get parented to the original bones and not the deformed bones, which I think is what I want. So I'm gonna copy the name of the bendy bone here, and I'm gonna put that here in the root parent parameter of these components. Regenerate, and then test it again. There we go, and then better, but not good. Interesting. So let's see. Wait, what? Copy transforms FK. But then, oh, I might have found a bug, unless, no, here's the armature constraint, right. Preserve volume is turned on. So one thing I'm surprised about is like at extreme rotations, these clothing items are getting a little bit squashed. But that might not be something that I worry about today, because it only happens at like pretty extreme rotations, I would say. What I'm worried about more so is like this little part here. But I guess that's just because it doesn't have enough weights from the spine bone. Let's see. It doesn't have any. Oh, right, because I weight painted it just a second ago to the hips. So let's just rename that vertex group to be the spine. That might do it. Yep. I'm pretty happy with that, actually, I guess. Good enough. Yep, that's done. Let's read the chat. Is there some way to animate waves with bendy bones like the wave deformer? Honestly, I don't think so. Because, I mean, with a lot of pain, anything is possible, but the thing about waves is that they kind of behave like this, and the bendy bone is not going to do that for you. So I think for this, the kind of deformer that you would want is something like a lattice. Surprise, surprise, which is what I'm doing right now. This is just a lattice. Wait, where's the lattice? Here. This is just a lattice that looks like this. This is generated by an add-on called Lattice Magic, which is not yet on the extensions platform. I want to get it there soon, but it's in the Blender Studio pipeline repository on projects.blender.org. But you can of course set this up yourself just fine. So yeah, I would do either a lattice or some other, like for example GeoNode's deforming technology that relies on like a base object and then some deformed version of it, which you can move around the thing that you want to deform, because that's what I'm doing now, right? That's kind of the idea of a lattice. And I think that might work for animating waves, but I've never tried. But I mean, look at this. This looks like it would work, right? So yeah, that's probably how I would do it. Do you have any tips for making rigs perform faster? Any modifiers to avoid? It's not about avoiding modifiers, but I do have a tip, yes. What I normally do, my rigs tend to have a properties bone. You don't have to have one, you can just do this on the root bone if you want. But I would add the custom property. Oh, okay, so this is generated by CloudRig. Pretend it's not there. I would add a property called like quality. And then I would say, okay, take this property and put it on, with it drive all the modifiers. So for example, if these pants have a subsurf, which is like expensive, I can come to this property that I've created, right click it, copy as new driver, go on the pants, right click on like the viewport levels and paste. And then like now, you know, if I set the quality to 0, then there's no subsurf. If I set it to 1, there's 1 subsurf. With 2, there's 2 subsurf. And you can hook this up to bevel modifiers and whatever else you want. So that way you're able to use any modifier you want. You just have them disabled when you don't want them, which is definitely what I would recommend. And that's for like performance. I think like if you're just getting into rigging, understand that like drivers and bones and constraints don't really cost anything. Like genuinely, they just don't. What does cost things, like you said, is modifiers, so including armature modifiers. And so like, okay, well, great, I can't remove my armature modifier because that's what's deforming my mesh. But the thing is, it's the performance impact depends on the amount of vertices in your mesh. So one thing you can do is make proxy meshes to reduce the vertex count and stuff like that. But yeah, the biggest thing for performance is definitely like don't have modifiers enabled that you don't absolutely need. And then one step beyond that is make proxy meshes if you must. Change webcam placement, please. Okay, wait, let's see. Where is it now? What is it blocking? Was it blocking the modifier stack? There's no place where I can put myself that doesn't get in the way, I think. But we can try. But like, this might block the outliner, but maybe that's not so bad. Let's try that and let me know how it goes. Have you animated before that x-axis with the rig? You just know what pleases animators. Yeah, I've animated. But I also just had to work with very annoying animators who will torture me over minute details like that one. So that also helps. I find Blender so hard as a beginner. I mean, it should be better nowadays than it was before, you know? Yeah. But it is what it is. It's a big, complicated software. It's hard. I would have tried something else that would have taken far longer. Oh, Luciano! Whoa! Hello. Nice to see you here. I saw in the Blender Studio tools there was a tool to be able to create deformers on linked files via geonodes. Could you show how that works? Bro comes in here and derails my stream. Okay. So yes, this exists. I don't know if I have it right now. So in the Blender Studio, this is also an add-on that is not yet on the extensions platform. I'll put it there soon. Called Geonode Shape Keys. I haven't tested this in a while. It's a bit suspicious that this is empty. We'll see if that works. I don't think it's gonna work. This should have initialized to some useful path. Whatever, let's see if this works. So if I link Mikassa and then make library override and then select her mesh and then I go to Geonode Shape Keys. Okay, we will very likely encounter an error here. Use the default UV map, yes. Okay, the overlay is a bit weird, we can turn it off. And does it work? Wow, it actually works. And then we can go back. Okay, so the way this works, what happened just now under the hood. Okay, so first of all, in case you don't understand why this is interesting at all, this is because normally you cannot sculpt on a linked mesh, and for like medium to big productions, you want to link meshes to collaborate with other artists in a team. And as an animator, you want to sculpt sometimes on the character because the rig can't do all your wishes and your dreams. So this add-on, oh, and also in Blender, you cannot add shape keys to a linked mesh. So this add-on does not add a shape key to a linked mesh, but instead it creates a separate mesh, which is here. It looks like that. And it is referencing that mesh with a geonode setup that is right here. And so it's using that to deform your rigged mesh based on this duplicate that the add-on created, which you can sculpt on. So they're deforming together. And that's pretty much how it works. I hope that already answers the question. If you want to go deeper than that, that would mean like diving into the nodes, which by this point I have no idea. I mean, I came up with half of this, Simon came up with the other half, we somehow managed to combine it. And then Simon did some extra fixes because there were some scary edge cases. But yeah, I have no idea what any of this does. Yeah, it's magic. You don't need to know this, you know? We figured this out. One requirement of this add-on though, because it uses UV maps, is that you need at least a UV map, even if that's not the one that you're using for shading, but you need a UV map on your mesh that is non-overlapping, so that every face and face corner has its own coordinate that is unique and not shared with anything else. And for that we have a tool somewhere here. Yeah, ensure geonode shape key UV map. So that's gonna, you can select a bunch of objects, press that button, and it's just gonna do like one of the basic built-in unwrap algorithms, because it doesn't matter what the UV map looks like, it just needs to be non-overlapping, that's all. All right, I hope that answers the question. Let's go back to the original file. There you go, Luciano. How do you enable parent pie menu in your add-on? Depends. So I have two. Do you mean I have one that is in pose mode, and like I have one for bones, which is this one. This is my bone parenting pie menu. This is enabled by default in CloudRig. So if you open CloudRig preferences and then hotkeys, it's just bound to P. You can see it's for pose mode, edit mode, weight pay mode. You can rebind it, you can disable it, but it should come enabled by default if you install CloudRig. Then I have another pie menu for object mode, which is currently my own thing that is not part of any add-on yet. I'm actually considering trying to sneak this into the old 3D viewport pie menus add-on that used to ship with Blender. It's going a little bit unmaintained now, and I'd like to take over maintenance of it and add a bunch of pie menus to it, including this one. I've been using this pie menu for a long time. I think it's very nice. I couldn't get it into Blender Master, but I'll sneak it into the 3D viewport pie menus add-on, and I think people will like it. But yeah, so for now this is not available, sorry. But if you want to keep an eye on it, then keep an eye on the 3D viewport pie menus add-on on the extensions platform, which is this one. Yeah, so this is currently a bit dry, but I'll add pictures and descriptions and etc. And hopefully it will be in there. All right. Other than that, thank you everyone for kind words and stuff. Let's get back to work. We were in the middle of rigging the clothes, so this thing is done. Is there any other clothes that I want to rig? And I think in the production we added like one bone for this jacket area here, just to make it flap around a bit. So let's just do that. That should be very easy. I'm not even sure if I want to make it a bendy bone. Yeah, I guess it would be better. But let's see how that's gonna be the best. Let's call this jacket.l. RX45 goes that way, which is maybe not what I want. I think I want it to go outwards. Yeah, let's say that's more useful. FK chain. I want this parented to this spine bone, which is actually the one that already has selected, which is perfect. And I want, I think, position along bone 0.5. Let's see what that does, because it might not do what I think. Yeah, that's not quite what I want. Oh, I know what I want for this. I want a feather rig, which sounds, I know, very undescriptive. This is not a feather. Why would I want a feather rig? This is not doing what I hoped it would. Wait. These guys. Not that guy, that guy. Kind of. Okay, not gonna lie, I did not test this component type when I rewrote all the chains. So this is not quite doing what I wanted to do. Because I would want this guy to stay like this. But I also kind of don't want to fix this right now on stream. But maybe. Nah, we'll just forget about it. Let's just make this an FK bone for now. And I'll maybe fix it later. Maybe this is fine as it is. I mean, it's gonna be such a simple thing. Why does it have so many... Oh, right, because position along bone thing. I'll turn that off. Don't want that. Smooth spline. Too complicated. Let's say this is fine. Oh, and now these are in the... These bones are going to the hair collections, which I should probably fix. Let's do that real quick. So we have our bone collections. Yeah, let's just make a new one called clothes. Wait, what? Didn't I just rename this? Clothes? What? No! Why is this broken? Clothes? That works. Close FK. And then I click and it goes back. Why is everything always broken, guys? Why? What blender am I on? 4.2. And then this is my code that's broken. That's sad. Am I getting a console error? Yes. That's odd. What if I... But, Okay. That's an interesting error. If I regenerate rig, and then if I restart Blender, is there any chance this error stops happening? Oops. Close stretch. Nope. Sad. It's fine, as you can see we have a workaround, we just don't use the CloudRig UI, we use the other UI. Whatever, I'll fix it later. In fact, let's write it down here. Renaming bone collections on Mikassa is right. And then I'll figure it out later. Probably tomorrow morning. Okay, so we have collections. Let's assign the generated bones to those collections by coming down here. FK controls go to close FK. The root bones can still go on FK secondary, whatever. FK offset controls, these shouldn't even be appearing anymore. That's another bug. FK offset controls bone set still shows up when position along bones equals 0. Yeah, so last stream I also ran into a bunch of like minor issues like these. I wrote them all down and now they're all fixed, so that's just how it goes. Close stretch for this guy. Symmetrize. Regenerate. Oh, and we need the same thing for these guys. So stretch controls go on clothes, stretch. FK controls go on clothes, FK. And then we can copy the component to this one. And now, this window is a bit too big. I could actually write that down as well, because that's fixable. So, yep, that works. Let's close FK, close stretch, fantastic. But I will write it down. The bone collections pop-up menu is so wide. Is it possible to retarget rigs using CloudRig like Mixamo? No, there isn't any built-in retargeting feature in CloudRig, but isn't there like other add-ons that are dedicated to just retargeting stuff? I don't know. But yeah, it is possible, but there isn't any extra tooling specifically for that at the moment. Okay, so these jacket bones need to be weight painted, so let's do that real quick. Let me reduce the clutter here a little bit. Let's see. This is not gonna look great, but I mean, we can smooth the weights a bit and then it's gonna be a bit better. So give some of the weights back to the spine. There you go. And now like this bendy bone doesn't bend unless you like use the stretch controls, which is not ideal at all. But I'll fix that later off stream, I think. And I also kind of want to display the FK bones in the center of the bone, because then they're nicer to access. Okay, I mean, this is fine. Let's see how this works when the spine is bending. It's good. Oh. Now wait a second. What's this? Why is the neck not parented to that? Ooh. Could that be another bug? Wait, what? Where's his bone even? FK ribcage, there. So that works. This does not work. Neck bone isn't parented to FK porous chest. We can fix that for now using the root parent parameter, so we can just put the ribcage in there and that should do it. Yeah, and then the same for the shoulders. But maybe this is necessary anyways, to be honest. That's not ideal though. But for now, let's just do it. Yep, that's fixed. Okay, yeah, I'll have to look into that later. Because I don't know if it's good for CloudRig to make the assumption that it should parent to the deformed bones in this scenario. I mean, in this very specific scenario, when it's a human, then yes. But what if it's not a human rig? Then this might not be what the user wants. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. You can retarget with Rococo's add-on. Oh, Rococo is the mocap suit company, right? Yeah, that would make sense that they would have a tool for that. You lose a lot of the compact little details which you get from the CloudRig rig. Yeah, but I guess if they have already existing animations that they want to use with a CloudRig rig, maybe that's the use case. That could work, I guess. Maybe. But no promises from my end. Okay, and let me hide these clutter collections again. Rig the clothes, maybe consider that done. Switches, masks, and UI. Yeah, let's do that. So that's going to include actually the quality driver stuff that I was mentioning earlier. So in the meta rig, I'm just going to create my own properties bone, I think. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's the best. So I'll just make a fresh bone, call it properties underscore Mikassa. Make it smaller. I'm gonna assign the cogwheel shape to it like so. Parent it to the root, I guess. And give it bone copy, component type, and then add some custom properties that I want, which are quality that I mentioned before. I also like to give this a description that shows up in the UI, which would be like control various modifier visibilities in the viewport. Does not, period, does not affect F12 render. Yes, I find it important to mention in this property that this will not affect the actual render. Because I don't want to put viewport quality in the name. I think that's kind of redundant, but then at least the tooltip makes sure that it's communicated. Next thing. I don't know if it should be an integer or a boolean. Let's try an integer for the hairstyle. I only have 2 states for the hair, so it could be a boolean, but I think with an integer it's more, I don't know, it feels more correct. And yeah, we just have 1, 2. And then we have like the clothes. And the way it worked on production, it was just like an integer slider, because the character needed to have a couple of states. Yeah, but I think it was like this was 1 state, and then everything gone was 1 state. And I will just do the same. Yeah, I think for simplicity I will just do the same. So then go on the meta rig, add a clothes property, make it an integer, default 2, and then there we go. So then we generate that. No, wait, actually, never mind. I go back on the meta rig, go on CloudRig, I say UI edit mode, and this is how I make my properties UIs nowadays. I just say add property to UI. I select this bone that I have, properties Mikassa. And then in this case, I'm just gonna say batch add to add all the properties. And the panel can be called... Maybe I won't do this actually. Because I don't want the quality slider in the same place as everything else. Also the toggle just went away. Damn it. That's not ideal. So properties Mikassa, I'll just edit 1 by 1. So quality driver with no subpanel, and the value names can be like, let's say 0 with performance, 1 would be medium, and 2 would be render. There we go. We need to change the max to 2. There we go. We have a quality slider, and then I'll add another one, which will be the hairstyle, and that can go in a subpanel called character, let's say. And then those will have values of dash for 0, because we're not going to use 0, and then bound, and then ponytail, I guess, or loose, bound and loose. That makes more sense because they're both ponytails. Bound and loose, there we go. And then finally we can add clothes, and then They can be like nude and like, I don't know. I guess underwater, like if we're gonna make it in reference to the film. And then default is 2. And the actual default should be 2, which it is. There we go. So that's all done. And then we just need to hook these things up. The quality driver I might do later. Or maybe I'll just do it with a script really quickly. Yeah. But first, the other ones. So, where's the rig gone? Hello? So let me regenerate this, and then the properties I added get combined with all the properties that CloudRig generates in the first place, which is all this IKFK stuff. So I just right-click on the hairstyle, copy as new driver, and then I have some nice collection set up here. Oh my god, it's so many objects. I think as of like one of the... This song is a bit distracting. As of some recent Blender version, there should be like a copy driver to selected or something somewhere that Nathan implemented. I need to find that. But first, let's figure out if this driver is correct. So hairstyle 1 is what it's set to currently, right? Yes. And these are my bound objects, and I want these to be visible now. So I want this to say not hairstyle equals 1. I like to have all my object visibility drivers be like this, where it starts with not, and then everything else is in parentheses. Why? Because the freaking property is a negative. It's a hide viewport instead of a show viewport. So like when your brain is trying to think of the expression that you're trying to create, I think it's a lot easier for my brain to think of when do I want this object to be visible, and then I put that here. And then I have to invert it for Blender because Blender is stupid. But it's fine. So in theory, there's like a way to copy the drivers somehow. Copy driver to selected? Oh, that's incredible. Wow, that's amazing. And then we need to do the same thing for the render. Copy driver to selected. Whoa, incredible. So now if we set the hairstyle to the other one, then it disappears, which is good. But I just realized this is not what I want. Because all these objects are not exclusive to this hairstyle, they're in both. So I want to actually change how this is organized a little bit. I want to have a Mikassa hair, where all the shared objects can go. And now I need to remove all these freaking drivers that I just created, god damn it. Oh no. Ah! Delete keyframe. Delete driver. Disaster. Maybe the rest is fine. This is a start and then a few more. I want this as well. Jeez. Like most of this was pointless to do. Oh no. Is it just like what? Okay, it's like just these two objects that I actually wanted. How embarrassing. Okay, so all of this can go into Mikassa hair. And then from here they can go away. Oh, what? Come on, unlink. Yeah. I hope this is correct. Okay, and then these guys can be the sub-collections of this. Okay, and then we can copy this driver, put it here, edit it to be hairstyle equals 2, and then copy that to here and here and here. I might actually change these drivers to, instead of driving the actual object visibility, I might just add a geonode setup in the beginning of the modifier stack to just hide the whole mesh. That's actually what we did on production, because then if you just actually want to hide some stuff manually with the outliner, you can do that. Whereas now the drivers are preventing that. But I might just keep it this way because it's simpler. I'm not sure. We'll see, we'll see. This should not be locked. Okay, so now our hair toggle should be working. Fantastic. But there is kind of one more thing that would be good to do, which is the bones. Maybe I do it later. Let's finish one thing at a time. So let's do the drivers for the clothes as well. So this piece of clothing should only be visible when clothes equals 2. So I do it like this. And the same goes for this and this. I think that's all. Oh, but it shouldn't be equals to, it should be greater than 1. Ah, crap. So when clothes are greater than 0 actually, then these should be visible, right? Yes. Yes. Whenever clothes are greater than 0, then this should be visible. That should be correct. And then for this one, we want a slightly different logic, because we want this to be visible when clothes are... No! What am I doing? I'm brain damaged. These ones should have been greater than 1. Clothes greater than 1. That's what I want this to be visible. Why is this so hard to think about? I still blame the fact that Blender inverts things, even though that's definitely not the issue here. And the other clothes should be visible when clothes is greater than 0. Okay, so that goes here as well. I'm not sure what this one belonged to actually. I'm gonna say the first category. And then these ones... no idea. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Let's try this one, see how it feels. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to demonstrate how I set up properties, UI, and drivers. Because yeah, there you go. So that's working. And then the only trouble now is that the body is always visible, and it is clipping through the clothes in some places. So of course we want those parts of the body to only be visible when those clothes are enabled. So we're gonna try to make a nice selection here of all the mesh that we want to hide when the clothes are there. But first, maybe a little read through of the chat. Why on Blender's way of Rigify versus Maya rigs? Any reason why FK spine pivot starts at the belly area? So the lowest FK control is basically also the hip control. Confused animators in production. Well, I don't know how it is in Maya. Lowest FK control is basically also the hip control. I mean, from what I understand, or the last time I saw Rigify rig, I think the hip control is still like a reverse control, as in like, you know, it's rotating the thighs as well, like moving the thighs, like the thighs are parented to the hip control. Yeah, which is, I think, good. Not sure how else you can rig a spine. Where can I find CloudRig for 4.1? I don't find it in the repo. It's downloaded for the 4.2 version. The 4.2 version should work on 4.1. Yeah, the thing is, on the extensions platform, because the extensions platform is designed for Blender 4.2, the minimum version that I'm allowed to put is 4.2. but it actually works with 4.1. Like the same is true for like easy weight. It says the minimum is 4.2, but this works with like 3.0. Maybe that's something that we could change on the extensions platform, but whatever. I want to work on my own short film, and I'm not sure if cloth sims for clothes on characters is a better option than rigging it as you have in this stream. Depends on what the clothes are like. For something like what we have here, this is very minor thing that, you know, we could simulate with just a few vertices. And this thing also, it might be okay. If it's like a big cape, I wouldn't. I mean, as in like, I wouldn't do that in Blender at all right now. Yeah. I'm sure it's possible if you have a dedicated artist who just dedicates their life to figuring out how to make a Blender cloth sim usable. But why would you do that? Just don't do it. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, you can use an external software, but yeah, that's about it. And I do want to potentially try a little bit of physics, maybe at the end of the stream today, just for fun. Okay, so back to making this mask. What I can do is like keep hiding and unhiding the faces to see if I accidentally hide any faces that are actually supposed to stay visible. But other than that, I want to hide as much as possible. But like when I notice that I'm selecting stuff that's visible, then I deselect it. And I mean, ideally this selection would also be symmetrical. I can do that with weight paint mode later. In just a sec. In theory. In theory. Also, of course, if she deforms, like she might reveal other missing faces. So, yeah, like getting the mask perfect is often a nightmare. But it is what it is. Okay, so what we can do now is make a vertex group, call it like mask clothes, for example. I'm going to assign it. You can see it's clearly not symmetrical right now, which is of course not ideal. But what I might do then is, let's see, symmetry, symmetrize active group. I think it's from left to right by default, so this might work. There you go. So that's an operator from EasyWeight that I added. So now it's symmetrical, cool. And then we can just mask it out. There's a million ways to mask things out, but the most obvious and simplest one, which has its downsides, by the way, but I think for now we can use it, is gonna be this one. Ooh, wait, no, maybe this is gonna be bad. We can fix it if it's bad. Gotta invert it. Okay, so this is masking more than what I bargained for, because this is my selection and I hid stuff in face select mode, which does this, right? But this modifier is hiding stuff in a way that would be the same as if I hid stuff in vertex select mode, which is like this, which is annoying. And that reminds me why I stopped using this freaking modifier. So I think I'm actually gonna just show what I would actually do, which is make a very simple geonode setup. And instead of making this a vertex group, I'm gonna remove that while I still have this nice selection. I'm gonna come to attributes. Well, there's already a bunch for shading. And I'm gonna add one called clothes mask. And the domain of this, very importantly, is gonna be, I guess it could be face. Yeah, face is fine. And the data type is just a boolean. I add that, and then I say set attribute true on these faces. Cool. And then I'm gonna make a new GeoNode setup that is gonna be extremely simple. It's just gonna be like delete geometry, expose the selection, and then change that to mask, close mask. Wow, that's even worse. Oh, because the domain needs to be on face. There you go. There you go. So now it's doing exactly what I want. And I'm just gonna rename this to gn-mask, both the modifier and the node group. There you go. I mean, that's about as simple as it gets for geonodes. And it's already useful. So now it's just a matter of driving this, which we can do with the clothes property. Here, paste this driver. Actually, what I would rather do, instead of driving the modifier visibility, because then I have to do it on two properties, which is a little bit annoying, which is also what I hate about driving object visibility, is that you have to do it on viewport and render, which is just error prone. I would rather just say, put an AND node here, expose this also, and then say, rename this to enabled. Yeah, something like that. And then instead of selection, I guess this can be mask. As simple as that. Let's unnoodle our noodles. And then we can drive this enabled property instead. Wonderful. But when this should be enabled is whenever clothes is greater than, well, I guess just clothes is fine, because this will evaluate it through with 1 or 2. And when clothes is 0, then it's going to evaluate to false, which is exactly what we want. Almost perfect. What? Huh? What happened? Why is this different? What? Oh, wait, because there's more clothes here. Ah, right. Okay, well, I don't really want to set up 2 separate masks for this, to be totally honest with you. So I would rather just not include these faces that are troublesome. So let's set this attribute to false and everything again, and let's tweak this selection a bit. And I'm not gonna bother symmetrizing this again because it's a lot of steps. I'm just gonna hope that I'm doing it symmetrically. And I'm just running over all the visible faces with while holding middle mouse with the circle select tool, which I think is a valid workflow for this. Good enough. I mean, from certain crazy angles you might see like some of the masking, but I think I'm okay with that. Okay, let's say that's gonna be our new mask. Set it to true. Go back. And then enable the modifier. Much better. There we go, so the clipping is gone because the mesh is gone. Cool. A downside or something to be aware of with this, if you want to use something like corrective smooth, which I think we don't have on production on this character, it's not gonna work like this because corrective smooth relies on comparing the state of the mesh that it gets, like the mesh that the modifier receives from its stack. So it's, you know, we're evaluating from top to bottom, and the mesh is supposed to have the same topology for the corrective smooth modifier as it had before any modifiers. So because the mask modifier alters our mesh topology, the corrective smooth modifier is not going to work. One way around it is to bind the topology, but then guess what? If you disable the mask, it's gonna break. So in that case, you would have to put the mask after the corrective smooth, which is a little bit slower, because then you're deforming and corrective smoothing more vertices. Of course, there's about 100 other ways to get around this problem, but for now, let's just say we don't use modifiers like that. I bake sims in Marvelous Designer for Blender, and even that is an endless battle at times. Simulated clothing is rough and often requires complex, hacky tricks to set it up. That sounds fair, not gonna lie. Yeah, like the fact that it's such a hassle, even with a marvelous piece of software like Marvelous Designer, means that doing it in pure Blender is absolutely hopeless. I mean, it depends, again, like for a very simple piece of clothing, you can get away with it. Like, especially I think skirts, you can do, because if it's a simple skirt, it's a pretty simple simulation to pull off. But found something more complicated, it would be trouble. I created a cup using Blender. How soon can I create a model like this guy here? I didn't make the model. It's not my model. I can't do this, okay? I cannot. I could never, in a million years, model a human that doesn't look like an alien. This is modeled by our character artist, Julian Kaspar. And to get to his level, it's not a matter of time. Trust me. I can safely say you will never get to his level. I'm sorry. I don't like giving false hope, okay? Okay. What is the next thing that we're doing? We've got our masks, we've got our UI, we've got our switches. So this is all done. Ike fingers, organized bones, and physics. Okay. Yeah, so Ike fingers should be easy. This is not something that we did in production, because for this production the character didn't need Ike fingers, because she was never like doing this with any item in her hand or whatever, nor, you know, walk on a wall like Spider-Man or whatever. So I also advise that actually, that if you don't need IK fingers for a production, then just don't add them. Why does stuff that get deselected whenever I do anything nowadays? But the reason I'm gonna add IK fingers here, which is actually not even this thing, chain finger, is just to show it off, I guess, and also maybe a little bit to test it. But I did test it before off stream and it worked, so hopefully this is fine. So that's assigned. I don't think I want to change anything about it. Where's depending on parameters? Yeah, sharp sections. Yeah. And then we generate. Now where did those IK controls go? Fingers IK. Did I already select them? Cool. And so currently these are all hooked up with UI sliders, which is maybe not the best. Oh, and they are keyframe by the animation generation, which I kind of want to turn off to not update anymore. So yeah, because I don't want the animation to keep being assigned, because it's getting in the way now. So that can go away. So if left index IK is enabled, then it behaves like this. And then if full IK is enabled, then it behaves like this. Which is fine. I mean, it's actually kind of not fine. Like, this is not bending in a good way. So why is that? Didn't I on the last stream tweak the finger bone rolls already? Did I not do a good enough job? Let's see. So how does this work in FK? Maybe isolate the fingers. Whoops. Fingers FK. There we go. So if I just kind of select everything here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did this on the last stream, right? Like I tried to tweak this I mean, it looks pretty bad, but it tends to look worse. The pinky pivot point here looks way too low compared to the other ones as well. So maybe we're gonna tweak the fingers here a little bit. But even then, maybe the reason the IK is kind of going off the rails is not because of the bone rolls, but because of the shape of the chain, which is fair. It is curving a little bit this way. So I guess that's kind of an annoying thing about setting up IK fingers, that the fingers have to not curve. But the bundle doesn't really curve, so it's probably an issue that we can address. Yeah, like the model's fingers look straight. So, oh, okay. So I guess the overall, the fingers look straight, but maybe the topology is a little bit biased to this side or that side. And so because I just snapped these finger bones to the edge loops. Wait, what? I need to maybe do this. No. There you go. So because I just snapped the bones to the edge loops, I guess that somehow resulted in a little bit of curvature in the bones. We need to try to get rid of that, ideally, I think. But maybe it is just a bone rolls issue. You know what? First things first. This guy is way too high. So let's fix that first, I think. Including the weights. Well, either that guy is too high or everyone else is too low. How does this feel? That actually doesn't feel so bad, to be honest. That doesn't either. Well, the weights here are a bit questionable. Okay, I'm gonna try maybe have them meet in the middle. Let's see this. Still fine. Let me tweak the weights a little bit. Between these two bones and these few vertices. Do you think Infected Mushroom would copyright strike us? Probably. No, I made it sound like I just skipped an Infected Mushroom songs, but that is not what I meant. I was just thinking about putting on some Infected Mushroom. Okay, a bit sharper weights, whatever, it's slightly better, let's say. Does it look better when the fingers are bending? What happened to my isolate? There we go. Still a bit odd. Maybe it's just a weights issue? Yeah. So I think I'm kind of not a fan of the fact that isolate doesn't apply to the child bones, to be honest. But whatever. So I think I want to give a bit more weights to the knuckle bone here. Maybe? Could that do it? I was supposed to be doing finger IK, not weight painting. Maybe the opposite treatment for this guy, this knuckle. Nah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know if it did anything, but I want to move on. Okay. Let's try tweaking the bone rolls first, just by intuition, because like this clearly looks messed up. And I know I already tried to tweak these on the last stream, but clearly I didn't do a very good job. I'm actually quite surprised at how wonky this all is. But you know, when you do a bad job, you can always just claim that you were tired and then do a better job, which is hopefully what I'm doing now. But who knows, I could be making it worse and not even realize. So I'm trying to make the finger bones, the chains a bit straighter, the rolls a bit more consistent. But I know that this is like super sensitive to when you actually bend the FK bones. Crazy things happen that you would never expect. Yeah, like what the hell is that? Okay, so what the hell? I mean, okay, to be fair, like, of course, when you do a fist in real life, like, your carpals are moving a lot. But is that what's happening here? Kind of doubt it. Like, tweaking these pivot points is so sensitive to changes. Like, as in the changes that you make here propagate to what happens in a fist pose in some very funky ways. But this looks moderately better. What else can we do? I mean, it's fine. For now, let's maybe start testing how the IK behaves. Kinda want to straighten this finger a little bit more. Maybe this too. But I as you can see, my only tool here is eyeballing and trial and error. I would need to make a finger straightening tool. Maybe I should. Come in. Okay, that was probably noise suppressed, but somebody's hammering something. Is he getting picked up by OBS? I don't think it is. Let me know if you hear the knocking ghosts. No noise. Yeah, we have noise suppression tech. Oh well. Why is this pinky bone chain still so curved? I mean, for the carpal it doesn't matter, but these 3 bones should be straight. Like really, ideally, totally straight. Okay, this is taking way too long. This is... we're gonna roll with this. Let's see how the IK behaves. Because we gotta get a move on. But then based on the IK we can still make changes. I mean, that's better than before, right? Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's how fingers work. Except for this part. Yeah, well, let's just fix those weights, and then I'm pretty happy with this. And then something else I want to fix is the order in the UI. It goes currently pinky ring, middle index, thumb, which is fair, but I think I want it the opposite way around. I don't know why. I guess I can't justify that. But it's just how I feel. And we can do it. We have the technology. We have the technology, and I had to work on that technology, so we're gonna use that technology. That's the reason why we're gonna fix it. We just smooth out these weights a little bit. Why is it so bad? Just be good. I mean, I think we improved it. Can it not be better than this though? Yeah, that helps. Am I making this better or worse? I'm gonna say better. I mean, it doesn't look great, alright? It does not. Wouldn't be a bad time to bust out the corrective smooth, but I said earlier that I wouldn't. Because like if you do preserve volume plus corrective smooth, that looks pretty good. It's a little bit tempting. And considering this stream is supposed to be like, we're supposed to finish rigging this character in like 8 days, of which I'm only gonna probably stream, I don't know, like 4 more times. Maybe we should use Scratchy Smooth. Meh. Ooh, that's too much. But if we reduce the repetitions... it's just... It's gonna affect the whole body now. And who knows where it's gonna look good and where it's gonna look bad. So for now, I'm gonna leave this modifier here, disabled, and I'll think about it later. But for now, I would say the IK finger behavior is much better than it was a minute ago. Alright, I don't know how long I spent on this, 15 minutes ago. The thumb, however, cannot say the same. So let's finish the thumb as well. Why on earth is it doing that? Sheesh, yikes, not good. So, IK chains in Blender need to have an initial bending direction, which is just determined by the rest pose and what direction is it bending towards the most in rest pose. And yeah, I can see why it's bending the way it is. So we just try to massage it a little bit to bias the IK to where we want it to go. Enable the thumb IK, make it a full length IK. That is one step up. Yikes. Ugh. Ugh. That doesn't look ideal. Looks a bit rough. I mean, it's fixable at least. Like, it's usable. That's not bad. Usable is good. It just would be nice if it was actually like pleasant to use. But hey, you can't win them all. But let's try to make it a little bit better. Just barely moving it, because I already moved this pivot point like quite far off the center of the volume, which is not ideal. Like, why is this happening though? Like, the mesh doesn't look curved. It looks straight. So why are my bones not straight? You know? Actually, the bones also look straight now. So why is the IK not working good? I mean, it almost is. Maybe now it's a bone roll issue, but the bone rolls also are like well aligned. What are you doing, IK? Like what? Like what? Like why? What if I wonder? What if? What if? Oh boy. Okay, ignore this mess. Just consider this IK constraint. Actually, not just this one. Also its parent. And that one's parent. What if all of these bones... Ah, crap. Wait. Ignore this. What if all of these bones had only the X rotation axis enabled for the IK? Oh. Does that suddenly work way better? Absolutely. Huh. That should probably be a parameter in CloudRig then. And wait, isn't it? Wait, it is. Wait. I added this. This is a feature that exists. Where is it? Doesn't it? What? Wait, oh no. Ah! Family friendly stream. Where is the thing that I'm looking for and what is it even called? I have no idea, but maybe it's not. There should be a parameter to lock. I know why. There is a parameter that exists on limb rigs, such as this one, limit elbow axis. So that limits it to the x-axis. But that is not on the finger chain. So the note I was about to take is add limit to x param on cloud finger. And I'm gonna make a temporary fix real quick because I think it should be quick. Mikassa post gen.py, and we can also show off how post generation scripts work. So I just discovered that I want all of the finger IK bones to be limited to x-axis rotation because then it behaves better. But whoever implemented CloudRig didn't do that for me, which, just to explain the joke, that was me. So in that case, I can fix things myself by executing a script every time I generate the rig, which I can do by specifying this text data block here. I'll remove the fake user. And now this will execute whenever I regenerate the rig. So what I want to do in this rig is rig equals bify.context.activeObject. That's just an assumption that you can make in this post generation script that the rig is going to be the active object. And then we're going to say for pbone in rig.post.bones, it's like if pbone.name starts with ik-m and like finger stuff. Like, see, if I put the word finger in all of the finger bones, then going over it with a script would be a lot easier. So, you know, maybe I did not make the right choice there, but whatever. So how can I identify my finger bones other than typing in all the names? I can't. I just can't. And fingers equals index, middle, ring, pinky, thumb. Actually, for some reason, like, this is the order in which I think of fingers. Maybe because I spent too much time in the UK, I guess. Oh wait, this is how, like, Americans count, isn't it? Or Germans? Who counts like this? Because I count like this. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, and any f in pbone.name for f in fingers. So if it starts with ik-m and any of the finger names are in the bone, then I want this property this property ik lock y to be false, pbone.ik lock y equals false, and pbone.ik lock z equals false. Regenerate. Let's see if that works. Postbone object has no attribute ik lock y. Well, that's a lie. Oh, lock ik y. Whoa, did I just read that out loud the wrong way? What the hell? Whoa. Let's try that again. There we go. Did not work. Why not? Because I'm putting false. Ah. True. Go again. There you go. Okay. Enable all of this. All of this. Look at that. It's fantastic. Whoops. Oh no, why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that, but why is it doing that? No. Okay, these ones are getting in the way a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Select pattern. Is it STRS? You guys go away. Why is this flipping? That's annoying. Is it because of this? It's because of that. That's very annoying. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come up with any solution for that, like any real solution for that. Does it happen on the thumb? It does not. So it's not a universal problem. Just with a very specific set of parameters, it happens. Great. Well then, tell you what, these finger bones were already working fine without this. The thumb was not. So we're only gonna do this for the thumb. Come on. There you go, so that works, that works, that kind of works, that works, and the thumb totally works. Good enough for me, I guess. Let's call that kind of the IK fingers working. What else did I want to do with this? Nothing, just one organization for now. Okay, cool. Let's read the chat. Let's see, whenever I use CloudRig copy component, I get this error, type error, cannot assign a dict value to the existing CloudRig component group ID property. Oh. What? That's weird. Yes, report a bug, please. Especially if you can give me a blend file. That would be very helpful. And I guess make sure you're on latest CloudRig, which I assume you are. Yeah, if you could report the bug, that would be great, because I haven't seen that error in a long time. What inspired you to become a rigger? Started out as an animator. I wanted to animate characters of my own. I had to make rigs for them. And then I don't know. I got a job as a rigger. It's like I didn't mind between rigging and animation, but I think animation was never my strong suit. Like, I don't think I could make it in the industry as a professional animator. My work was not good enough. But my rigs were very good, and I liked working on the rigs as well, actually. Is it 1 AM for you in Europe? No, dude. I'm at work. It's 5:30, and I start my days late, very late. Index bone roll has a slight twist too. Because it caused the IK target to be twisted. Maybe I fixed this already because the comment was from a while ago. At least to my perception, I mean, it's good enough. But I guess since the IK works now, I guess I fixed this. Yeah, because earlier it was like going crazy. I'll never stop learning Blender. Thank you. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. If you're using Blender, you're probably gonna have to end up keep learning the new stuff. So that's pretty much how it goes. The point of rotation of the fingers should be a little higher because the bones are exactly under the skin at the top and the muscles at the bottom. Yeah, I know, but because I don't actually have a muscle simulation, I have to find a point where, like, you know, things actually look good just with an armature deformer, and that's not the top. Like, yes, of course, the bones are like super high up. Whoa. I will demonstrate just so I address this appropriately, because yes, of course, finger bones. Whoa, what? Ah, from the back. They pivot in real life, like way up or whatever. But you don't want that in your CG models, unless I guess you have some kind of simulation on top of it, which I don't think many of us do. Where's my bone layers? Fingers FK. Because then, I mean, yeah, the knuckle survives, but all of this mesh like collapses pretty hard. But yeah, the knuckle looks great then, but everything else doesn't. So you kind of have to find a balance. And yeah, I like to just put it in the middle. I probably should just Ctrl Z, but I've done so many button presses now. Yeah. There you go. Can you edit the starting point of the fingers while it's in the fist pose? No, not really. Yeah, I know the finger proportions are kind of tricky, but I mean, I don't want to change the mesh, and I feel like maybe they're not perfectly consistent, but at least, you know, these joints, I just like there's easy points of reference in the topology, which is these edge loops, and then up here it's a bit trickier, and I could try to keep tweaking it till eternity. Like, it can definitely be better, but I don't want to spend the next 6 hours on nudging things here vertex by millimeter by millimeter. That's it's kind of it's just like, yeah, if you're doing this for production, just do it better than what I'm doing here. I think the middle finger knuckle position may be off. It seems shorter in fist pose. Ah, bro. Are we gonna pixel fuck for the next 2 hours? Oops, family friendly stream. I mean, are we going to make pixel love to these bones for the next 2 hours? Also, I don't know how old these messages are. Maybe I improved it since then. Oh, these are like 20 minutes old, so I might have improved it. Like, this obviously is still like too long. I know. I just can't be bothered anymore, I think. Like, yeah, maybe. Yes, you can nudge it like, Will that make a significant difference? Probably not. It's a bit better. Great. Now you could make that adjustment another 200 times and you would have it all perfect. But I'll skip. I hope you don't mind me asking this, but I noticed that when you assign a vertex group to a modifier to let it only affect one area of the mesh, it doesn't make it faster. Why is that? It still evaluates the whole mesh. I don't know. I guess it depends on what modifier, and I guess it depends on their implementation. Okay, no, I think I might have the answer. I think it's because the way the modifiers are implemented, and I'm pretty sure this is basically all cases, like deforming modifiers, is that it calculates the deformation for all vertices, and then it multiplies the result for the influence of each vertex. So when it's 0, it's throwing away all of the calculations. Which is, yeah, now that I think about it, it's kind of bad. But that would like mean having a special case in the code for when it's exactly 0, which would be probably totally fine. Like for stuff like mesh deform, surface deform, armature modifier. Honestly, that sounds kind of reasonable. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's there. But if you're noticing that it's not making a performance impact that you would expect, then it's probably not there. Maybe it should be. But I don't know. Maybe some modifiers rely on neighboring geometry, but I mean, corrective smooth? Yes, I guess. Yes. But the other ones? Probably not. So it should be possible. So yeah, that's a good question slash point. I don't want to rename the bones, the finger bones. I mean, there's pros and cons to having the name in there. The pro would have been that it's easy to script, but the cons is that, I don't know, like for example in the channel list, if you're trying to animate stuff and you have this list and you have the word finger all over here, then, I don't know, takes up more space and stuff. That's one downside, for example. All right. Next, organizing bones. Okay, man, I kind of hate doing this. So we can make the rig very fancy schmancy to use, as in a lot less cluttered, if we organize things into very, very small sub collections, and then we drive those things with some of the properties that are relevant to them. So for example, when the clothes are turned off, then these bones don't need to be visible. And I started doing that recently, and it's like very boring and time consuming to do. But like, it's kind of nice. Like the result is so clean, especially for like IKFK to only have one of them visible at a time. It's kind of worth it, I guess. Is Project Gold still cancelled? Yes. It has been transformed, okay? It is now going to be a beautiful tech demo that is coming out. I don't know when. We don't have a date, but either the coming weeks or months. Months because people are trying to take breaks, not because it's going to take that long. People are going on vacations and stuff. I recently came to know a weird thing about Amsterdam, that is there is a banana bar. Is this true? I don't know. I haven't heard of the banana bar, but if you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. There's lots of bars in Amsterdam. Why is this clipping? Because I disabled this mask. Do I know why I did that? I guess while I was setting up the corrective smooth. It just occurred to me I never set up the quality setting, but I can do that pretty quickly. I usually do that with a bit of scripting, and I will do that now also. So let's see. Let's enable all the clothes, and I'm just gonna press Ctrl 2 to put a subsurf on everything. Just like that. Including the other hair, which is not currently visible. So select everything, Ctrl 2. And then I'll make a little script, like setup quality driver.py. Let's do a little quick scripting. Import bpy, rig equals bpy.complex.active object. And then I'm gonna say for child ob in rig.children recursive. Is that a thing? Is it called children recursive? See the object.children recursive. Yep, cool. For m in child ob.modifiers, if m.type equals subsurf. Is it called subsurf? See the object.modifiers -1.type subsurf. Yep. Then m.driver add driver equals m.driver add for the levels property And then driver dot variables dot new. That's gonna be my variable equals that. Blah, 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 blah. That's gonna be a single property by default, which is what I want. Variable dot targets 0 dot id equals rig. Variable targets 0 dot data path equals pose.bones properties. I guess I don't have to type this out. I think I can just right click here, copy full data path, and remove some of that. That's my data path. Do we need anything else? We'll see. Select the rig, Alt P, boom. Oh, I do need something. That's a questionable expression. Driver.expression equals, oh wait, also because it's gonna run again now, m.driver remove levels. The expression should be just R. Maybe. That didn't work. That's odd. Oh, because I don't have the rig selected. Whoops. There we go. And so now this property is driving all of the subsurf everywhere. Okay, it's done, I guess. Cool. I guess that kind of makes me realize that the default value for the quality for now should be 0. And the initial value also. There we go. So the rig is running nice and fast. I still didn't do the freaking eyeballs and whatnot. I'll do it later, once we're on the face. Okay. Organize bones. So. We already have a clothes and a clothes FK and a clothes stretch layer. And that's good, but this is not quite how I want it to be organized, I guess. Or maybe it is. So the thing is, I want the user to have control over the toggle as well as it be driven, such that when the clothes are enabled, they wouldn't the bones wouldn't always be visible. User can disable them if they want to. And currently, that would mean adding a higher level collection above clothes, like this. And then, I don't know, we can call that like clothes driven, but I don't really like that. So I'm thinking, how could this be organized nicely? And maybe while I think, I'm gonna eat this mandarin. You might enjoy the ice bar. What's the ice bar? Is it a bar where you can ice skate? Oh, dude, that would be sick. I came to the stream for this coding bit, always need them. I mean, that was a pretty simple piece of coding. But it is also one of the more useful things, like as a rigger, knowing how to set up drivers automatically, it's pretty handy, I would say. Do you still use proxy models for characters like for Syntile? No. No, we could. But usually they are fast enough. Like, I think for Mikassa we really could have, because she was a little bit high poly. But performance was acceptable enough that we didn't in the end. How do I organize these stupid collections to make it satisfying? and not have a bunch of like these weird driven collections. I kind of don't want that. I want something more elegant. Maybe it cannot be avoided. Ooh. No, maybe I have it. The lower level one can be called clothes default, which corresponds to this UI name thing, because this collection, the lower one, will be the driven one, this one will be the exposed one, and then I think I'm happy. Because then I can say copy as new driver, paste driver, edit driver, scripted expression. When clothes is 2, then this is visible, and when clothes is 1, then it is gone. And maybe while I'm doing that, oh, I should have done this on the MetaRig. Now I'm gonna have to do it again. Whoopsie. So this will be called clothes default, parented 1 deeper. I can't rename from this UI right now because of bugs. But there we go. Ooh, but the driver is not gonna survive. Is it? Maybe it does, but I don't think it does. That is something that's kind of on my to-do list, actually. It does not survive. Uh-oh. Time to think. I'm trying to eat this Mandarin pretty... Like, there's like half a meter between me and the microphone, so like if it's still ASMR, then... I don't know what to do. I can mute myself, though. Any tips when encountering problems that needed coding skill like you did? Yeah, guess what it is? I was a student when you did the CloudRig live. Now I'm working in the industry. Your CloudRig helped me a lot in my past work. Thank you for everything. Whoa, thank you. That's awesome, dude. Thanks so much. It's always very satisfying for me to see what people use CloudRig for. Like if it enables a cool project to come into existence. Even if it's like a beginner level thing or whatever, I don't care. It's still very satisfying. Because with the beginner level stuff, I know that that is like, you know, somebody's potential start into like a new hobby or passion or career, which is awesome. That in some very indirect way, I was able to contribute to somebody else's life. It's very cool. It's a shame then that my drivers don't go from the MetaRig to the generated rig on the bone collections. Damn it. Do we just implement it? How hard would it be? Oh, it would be like very easy, I think. Let's do it. CloudRig development stream. Let's see, let me think. There's already some code for copying over the collections. It's in here somewhere. Copy bone collections. Will you look at that? In here, we just need to add a few lines to copy the drivers, and it's as simple as that. And Blender already gives us a function to copy a driver. So this should be super easy peasy. Right here. And the only property of a collection that we want to copy a driver on is this one. Like, I don't think we want to copy the solo state and these other things are either operators or they are not drivable. So yeah, we just hard code it for that particular property, I think. Copy the driver on is visible. Is it easy to find out if there is one on it? Let's see. If I say c.object.data.collections all clothes default dot driver arg. There is no like driver get or the driver find, so we have to go all the way up to the object data and then animation data dot drivers dot find, and then yeah, data path equals this is kind of sad, collections all clothes default dot is visible. Does this work? That works. It's not bad. See, it's a coding bit again. I'll just learn how you think. That'll help me when I'm the one thinking next time. It's not about the thinking, it's more like I mean, okay, in this case I'm not just writing a quick little script, I am changing a tool that I developed, so it's a bit different. But normally, if you learn Python coding, I don't know what that means exactly, like, you know, when have you learned Python coding is a good question, because you always keep learning, right? But when you've learned enough Python coding to be able to confidently write a few simple loops and, you know, modify Blender's data, then whenever you're doing stuff that requires that, I think your brain will immediately go, I need to code that. Oh, my snap gets noise suppressed, doesn't it? I bet you can't hear that at all. So anyways, if you learn Python, then you will immediately know when a problem can be solved by Python, in my opinion. Like, I never had a moment where I was like, oh, I don't know how to solve this problem, and then 5 days later, oh, I could have used Python for that problem. I don't think that happens. So what do I want to do here? Copy the driver on is visible if there is one. How does copying drivers work again? Let's say I have a target collection, which for now I'm just gonna choose some other collection here. Like, let's say clothes FK. This is my target collection, and then I have a source collection, which is object.data collections all clothes default, and I want to copy the driver from the source to the target. How does it work? I think it's like, oh no, I still have to go to the object data, don't I? Damn it. I can do setter.object.data.animation.data.drivers.from existing. Yeah. Oh, and then it's just wants a source driver. Oh, but yeah, that doesn't do what I want. Damn it. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I have a copy driver function somewhere. I don't? No, wait, not in this folder, but somewhere higher. Yes. I have maybe a bit too many. No, this is something more specific. Copy driver. Copy an existing fcode containing a driver to a new ID. Oh no! It's the same. For me, it's... No, wait. I am copying from different IDs, because I'm copying from the meta rig to the generated rig, so that's perfect. I guess. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. So here target collection comes from the target rig and source collection comes from the source rig. Yeah, meta rig, target rig. These things could be a bit better annotated, like or better named like source armature object, and this is target armature object. I mean, those are longer names, but at least I know what they are. And then yeah, it's literally just gonna be one line of code, I think. Because then we can say target armature dot animation data dot drivers target armature object that animation data dot drivers dot from existing source driver equals, well, okay, we still have to get the driver. Source driver equals source armature object dot data dot animation data dot drivers dot find data path equals f string collections all quotes curly braces source call dot name dot is visible. Jesus, that's a long line. Okay, there's a couple of problems with this. This will error when the source armature object doesn't have any drivers. I guess we'll just check for that then. If source armature object dot data dot animation data if source driver, that might do it. Let's try it. I reload scripts with Ctrl-Shift-R and I regenerate the rig with Ctrl-Alt-R. We get an error. Non-type object has no attribute drivers. 562. Yeah, this should be .data. Let's try it again. Non-type object has no attribute drivers. That is true, because when the target object doesn't have any drivers or animation, then it doesn't even have animation data, but that can be fixed with something. Dot ensure create whatever data dot ensure create no animation data underscore create. I think it's that this doesn't do anything when it's already done. Like it doesn't overwrite it, maybe, probably. In this case, it wouldn't matter anyways. Data dot animation data underscore create. Reload. Go again. Get executed. The driver is there. But wait, I just realized something. Crap. The driver on the MetaRig is obviously being controlled by the MetaRig's collections. And now the drivers of the generated rig are also being controlled by the MetaRig's collections, which is not what we want. We need to change that target object to be the MetaRig. And we kind of have a function for that. Maybe. But not for real drivers. Oh, maybe here? Transfer and reading drivers from one bone to another. Reading driver info. Adjust drivers read from the MetaRig according to some conventions. But this is also operating on driver info. It's just a dictionary, not a real driver. Oh. Tough. Then we don't currently have a function for this. So, I mean, I could just do it here. It's a bit sad. Would it return the F-curve? Yes, probably. For var in driver.variables, for tgt in var.targets, if target.id equals source armature object, then target.id should become target armature object. I mean, this should probably be a separate function, but for now, let's just see if it works. Reload, run. That works. Okay. So this is what we have. Do I want to split this up? Yeah, definitely. This needs to become thing. I guess it's just gonna be like relink real driver, I guess. Should it be in the generator though? Because the generator already has references to the source and target, but this function does not. I mean, it does, but not. What do I want the parameters of this function to be is what I'm trying to ask myself. Do I put it here? Def relink real driver, and then I can say driver meta-rig target rig. And then what this does is just change or swaps references to the meta rig with references to the target rig in driver variables. Super simple. 4 lines of code. Meta rig, target rig. That's all, and then we just need to import it. From the driver, drivers, source armature object, target armature object. Boop. And now it's pretty. We reload the scripts and then regenerate. Hello. Oh, it's failing to reload because I made a mistake, I guess. And then of course the error scrolls away because of UI spam. Arg. Cannot import relink real driver. Wait, from external slash mechanism. Whoops, that's not the right one. Is it? No, it's not. I have multiple files called mechanism just to make it confusing. From the rig components dot mechanism import this thing. Or the component features. Maybe now? Grand success. Cool. Okay, and let's make a nice commit. Whoa. Since when does VSC's Git add-on show me files organized by folders? It's kind of annoying. But whatever. Okay. Copy drivers of meta-rig bone calls. Or propagate. Just propagate drivers of meta-rig bone calls. Boom. Done. I won't push it yet in case I encounter some mistake or error in the next hour or so. Okay, so now we can put drivers on our meta-rig and it's gonna propagate to our generated rig. Great! And we make the CloudRig better today, so that's nice. So, the idea is when clothes are turned off, all those controls should have gone away, but it didn't work. Is the original driver wrong? Yes. Why did it stop being scripted? Clothes equals 2. I did it already. Is there something wrong? No. Alright, not sure what happened there, but it works now. Except... Huh? The collection hierarchy got broken. Why? Well, let's see if I fix it. Will it stay fixed? Wait, this is the generated rig. Wait, but it's still correct on the meta-rig. What? Well, why would that happen? That's why we didn't push. But it's weird. Is it not iterating hierarchically? Like it should be copying, you know, these collections in an order where the parents are copied before the children. I would expect that. FK, IK, hair, clothes, stretch, finger, IK, deform, blah, blah, blah. Clothes, FK, clothes, stretch, clothes, default. Dude, what? It's not iterating in the correct order. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to, but why wouldn't it? Ah. What? It's like, it's going by creation order. Narg. Sabran! I mean, it's fine. I can work around it. It's just... weird. But interesting thing is then, this was broken even before my change. Like, this was always broken then. Like, if at any point in time in the past, like 3 months, I would have created a collection and inserted it in the middle of an existing hierarchy, it wouldn't have gotten over to the generated rig successfully. I guess I just never did that. Well, that's kind of funny and weird. But anyways. Parent. This is the part about the parent right here. And now we just need to iterate over the freaking collections again. Which kind of sucks. Yeah, for source call in source launcher, launch that data collections all. Target call, yeah, I mean I can just copy paste this part basically. If source call dot parent, parent is this thing. When do I assign the parent though? Oh, here. Well, not anymore, I guess. Target call dot parent equals parent. And then we leave a comment here that parenting has to be done as a separate loop because collections all. Yikes. Appears to be in creation order, not hierarchy order. Alternatively, I could try to go through the collections recursively, but I just don't want to because I thought this kind of, you know, does that for me. Whatever. It's fixed. And now do I make it a separate commit? Nah. Let's combine it with the previous commit. Okay. So, if I turn clothes off, the bones go away. Hallelujah. It only took us 2 hours to do one collection. Kind of. Meanwhile, if I want to manually disable those controls, I can just do it like this. Fantastic. Why don't you have any YouTube channel? Why would I? I have the Blender Studio YouTube channel. It's like 400,000 subscribers for free. Why would I start one from scratch? I'm not famous. I don't want to be famous. All right. What else needs collections? It's like everything. FK arms, IK arms, everything that has an IK FK switch needs a collection now, which is annoying. FK arm .L, I guess, so arm left. Yeah, let's call them like that. Another one. FK arm right. Another one. FK leg left. Another one. FK leg right. And then we go again. FK arm left. 1, 2, 3. FK arm right. I can't even press tab. Damn it. FK left. Oh, why can't I press tab? That's so sad. Is there any extension you use in VS Code for Blender? I don't know if it's set up on this computer, but I use... It's not set up. Normally I use on my like proper work PC, this is the streaming room with the streaming PC. On my actual work PC I have just the fake BPY module, whatever it's called, so that you can, you know, the Python environment is aware of BPY. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that's the only Blender specific thing. And then other than that, I use a black formatter, some collection of annoying things that try to check my code and don't work, like pylance and pylint. Yeah. I should at some point really get an advice from like a real Python programmer how to set those up properly though, because oftentimes, especially with Blender development, they get in the way because Blender's Python API forces you to use some weird syntaxes, like how properties are defined. Like every linter in the world burns the world over this. Which, I mean, yeah. But anyways. I'm on the wrong armature, no! This is the generated rig. Don't I have some way of copying this? I do. I have a way to copy this, wait. If I leave these visible, oh god, and if I do, oh god. If I come here, and then here, and I say copy visible collections to clipboard, and I go here, oh my god, it might work. Paste. Hey! Is that error that you guys mentioned earlier in the chat? It happens with selection sets. I thought I fixed this already. Well, well, well. Cannot assign a dict value to existing CloudRig info group ID property. That's new. And it won't even tell me where it is. But I know where it is. 2674. And it's gonna be in CloudRig.py. Because it's the only file with so many lines of code. 2674, call CloudRig info equals CloudRig info. CloudRig equals call data CloudRig info. So it's trying to assign a dict, but it cannot. Why not? That should work. I guess we're coding again. What was there again? Okay, interesting. It's just that, I mean, call data CloudRig info. So this is a dict. And it doesn't like assigning that to a property group. Since when? Like, that should be allowed. That used to work. See the object that data dot collections ik controls dot no. CloudRig info equals empty dict. See? It works fine. And then all this info gets cleared out. And then gets refreshed when I click. But like, this should be allowed. What? Why would this fail? Well, let's print some stuff. Print, call that name. CloudRig info. That's all I can think of to print, to be honest. Reload, regenerate, paste. Did it print? It printed. Navigate controls. Name is expanded. That's all. Is dragged. Parent name. And then it fails on an empty dictionary, which is exactly what I tested it with. Fantastic. Cannot assign a dict value to the existing CloudRig info group ID property. Is it because the CloudRig info property group hasn't been initialized yet? Like on this guy? FK arm left. But by now it has been initialized because I used the CloudRig UI. No. What? But it's the same thing. What? Why does one work and the other does not? This is madness. This is absolute madness. Cannot assign a dict value to the existing CloudRig info group ID property. Why not? What? Well, now you're just messing with me. No, wait. Oh. What? It's related to the other error that we ran into earlier. Dude, this is getting deep. Update name. We're gonna fix the other issue and this issue will go away for no reason that I comprehend. So, update name is when you rename a collection through the CloudRig UI, which is actually not the real collection name property, but one that I'm using to mask it. This function renames the real collection. Except then there's the boneset system, which also uses this, I guess. And there used to be a boneset called IK extra controls, which I removed. And I mean, ideally, it shouldn't even be here anymore. Yeah, why is it here? Jesus, typing is hard. Oh my god, I actually can't type a single word without 6 typos. Bonesets dot... Yeah, IK extra whatever, IK extra controls. So the dictionary for this is still here, but the actual thing does not exist. It should be removed, because it's messing with stuff. This should be possible. In fact, I'm pretty sure I thought I did this already. But anyways, in boneset.py, maybe not here, maybe it's in the generator. There's like an update or sync bonesets, whatever. Find bone info, bonesets, bone infos. That's all. Update boneset. Damn it, boneset collections. Where is it? Well, update name should get me there. Self-get collection. Update child collections to refer to the new name. Nope. Update bone sets with this collection assigned to refer to the new name. Bone sets the keys. Bone set equals get after. I think here. No, this would fail already if... Sorry, I don't know how to speak coherent sentences while I'm trying to think. Okay, so on this particular upper arm bone, which used to have this IK extra controls bone set, but it doesn't exist anymore, does params.bonesets.keys still return IK extra controls? I believe yes. IK extra controls is still there. And then getAttr also works on this, right? So getAttr, which means get attributes, but I like to say getAttr. It's funny. If I say IK extra controls, does this return something? This doesn't return anything. So why doesn't this code already fail? Does it never get this far? Oh wait, because it errors... Wait, is this the exact spot where it errors? I thought it... Oh no, it errors earlier, that's why it never gets that far. Or am I wrong? No, this is exactly what the problem is. Good. That is good. So we can say here, if not has attr bone set name. No wait. Not quite. Comp.params.bonesets. If that thing doesn't have a boneset name attribute, then we want to delete comp.params.bonesets boneset name, and this should be commented like clean up all boneset data. Great, so now that is handled, so everything that we've run into today should be fixed. So I can rename this collection and it's not gonna it snapped back. 1595 update name. Oh, because after this we want to continue. But actually, yeah, this should work. Nope. Come on. Change size during iteration, bro. Hey! Okay, so that works. One issue fixed. We can rename collections now through the CloudRig UI again. And then it's a different error when pasting collections now. Great. Maybe my clipboard doesn't have the good stuff anymore. We should probably throw a nicer error for that case if that is what's happening. But whatever. Oh, and in the meantime I nuked the collections that I wanted to copy. Maybe I can go back in history to, like, I don't know, here, here, yep, turn these off, CloudRig UI, copy to clipboard, go to the other one, paste. It's the old error. Excuse me? $2681. Okay, yeah, so I thought my previous fix would cause this to be fixed, but maybe I was wrong, or I need to trigger it by renaming a collection like that. No. This is weird. Is it still printing stuff? It is still printing stuff. So FK arm left gets created. It gets created, but then it doesn't have... Or it has a CloudRig info, but it doesn't work. Man, I kind of didn't expect to spend so much time on this, I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to rig Mikassa, and now here I am fixing CloudRig. Damn it. And now I'm just doing the same thing that I've already checked before, so it's pointless. We definitely fixed one thing, just to be clear. I just thought it would chain fix everything else, and that was an incorrect assumption, unfortunately. $2681. Then we're trying to assign. Is this not a collection? Of course it's a collection. Now I lost my other collections again, but whatever. Cannot assign a dict. That's crazy. Why not? Totally mind blown by this. So then maybe, I guess, when the collection gets created, it doesn't immediately have the ID property UI data. That must be it. So what I could maybe do, I mean, I guess I can test it. It's just like force a DevScript update, maybe? So like, how to do that? People add a context scene view layer? I don't know. Context.scene.updates? No. View layer that updates the DevScript.update? Maybe? But I mean, in this Blender, the DevScript is very up to date, as in updated, as in every time I do this, it has to get updated, especially if I do this. Oops. I mean, whatever, this. I should not destroy my metric while I'm doing this. But so, DevScript is getting updated left, right, and center. And yet, this thing still fails. So it's not that. CloudRig info is right here. And I can read it as a dictionary. I think they just broke, like, I think this is a Blender issue. Like, this is a bug. Like, this has to be a bug. Like, this should be, always be allowed. I should be able to assign a collection to the thing. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're gonna work around it. For key value in CloudRig info dot items. Call that set editor. call.CloudRig info key value. That's all. Boom. Reload. And where's the button that I need? Wait, do I still have to? Oh, I broke everything. The script doesn't want to reload anymore, and I can't tell why, because the console is hacking useless. Pile of hot garbage. Invalid syntax. What? Whoops. I was in the middle of writing a line of code and then I didn't finish it. I still blame Blender. Thank you very much. So we undo until we have the collections, which is maybe here. Yep. And then we go to the CloudRig UI, refresh stuff, copy visible, go to the metric, refresh stuff, and paste. Well, I mean, technically, that did something. I was expecting it would copy the hierarchy correctly, but I guess that is too much to ask. We'll put down a list. Copying collections seems to fail to copy the hierarchy, at least when the parent already exists. Gosh dang it. I mean, I want to fix it right now. I already have the code in front of me. I know what the issue is. I can fix it. It's a coding stream now. It doesn't matter. It's been derailed. I'm so sorry. I'll put timestamps in the description for like skipping for the people who actually want to learn how to rig and not how to fix Python bugs. Terrible, terrible. But anyways, we need to iterate over the freaking collection data again. Get the collection again, and then assign the parent. And again, I think this would work if collections all was giving me the collections in hierarchy order, but it does not, which is very annoying. But yeah, whatever. Iterate over everything again to assign the parents, because collections all is not in hierarchy order. We grab the collection, and then call data should have a parent in there. I forget if it's a string. It has to be a string, yes. So if parent in call data, more like if there isn't one, then continue. Parent equals collections all dot get call data parent call dot parent equals parent. That's it. That should do it. So now I'm pretty sure on the clipboard they're already there, so I could just like, I might not even need to do anything. I could just paste and it's gonna work. Well, that was a bit naive, I guess. Okay, first of all, this is probably not on my clipboard anymore. Second of all, might have to remove the collections now, but that shouldn't have been necessary. No, wait. Paste? Didn't work. Odd. What is actually in this call data? Exactly. What is CloudRig for parent name? Wait, what? Parent name? Why isn't it just called parent? To make it clear, it's not a reference but a string. That's fine, easy fix. Parent name, reload scripts, paste. Okay, I don't know what happens to my clipboard. I guess I keep using it. Copy, paste. Damn it! It's still not parenting the freaking bones. This is a different result. But it is not correct. It's like going down a rabbit hole. Yeah, it is. It was. It has been. It still is. Are you rigging with a script? Well, I use add-ons, yes, and make add-ons, yes. So that's definitely accurate, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just trying to copy some freaking collections with some code that I wrote a long time ago, and I thought it was working this whole time, and today I found out that it's not working, so I kind of wanted to fix it. And now I've been wasting like the last hour doing that, and it's still not working. So that's annoying, isn't it? Maybe it is working, maybe I just... Oh. Oh yeah. Look, if I go back in time now, it's gonna work. So I want to put these guys on my clipboard, which I think I didn't do correctly before. Damn it! No, they still go on the root. I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's like this code is not executing, basically, that's for sure. And it's a bit sad. Names. Oh, because the parent name is in the CloudRig info, but oh man, how am I even generating this freaking dictionary? Okay, whatever, I know how to fix it. I'm just annoyed. Because now this code is kind of ugly. But this should work. This should honestly work. For real this time, guys. Didn't work. Well, if you believed me for a second, you can only blame yourself. Wow, it's so much worse now than it was before. Now it's losing a bunch of the hierarchy. Why? What? This is so sad. Print all the stuff again. I must be doing something obvious wrong still. Because that has been the issue so far. Where's yeah, FK arms left. CloudRig info name FK arm left. They don't have the parenting data. But why not? What? Why? Why is this property not initialized on the CloudRig info? Does it happen if I unparent it and reparent it? No. That's bad. Oh, it's because I don't use that anymore. I think this thing didn't this thing get like deprecated ages ago? It gets set by the add operator, so if I come here and I add something, that has a parent name, and it's not even set. Bruh. What am I doing? Terrible. We gotta deprecate this variable because it's confusing and it has been making my life a misery, apparently. And then we can put this code back to how it was. Like so. Of the child collections to refer to the new name. This is not necessary basically anymore. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this never worked, or it hasn't worked for a long time anyways. This is all garbage. This should go away. Parent collection setter can stay there, but this parent name thing can go away. And those guys can stay because this is for the paste operator, and we're gonna create the entry for that right here with parent name equals call.parent.name if call.parent else empty string. Great. Maybe now everything's gonna work, guys. I swear. This will be the one. This will be the one. It works! We can copy paste collections again like we could do freaking 2 years ago. Okay, not 2 years ago, but like 3 months ago this code worked. Fix copying bone collections. Woohoo! Well, copy pasting bone collection hierarchies. It's over. Okay. Now we'll see if this breaks in different cases, but whatever. Oh, it might break with selection sets. Oops. We'll put it on the list. Make sure selection set copying still works after recent changes. That's my to-do list for after the stream. Because for this stream, I had a goal which I want to achieve before like 7:30. Which was to drive some freaking collections. That's all I want to do. I also wanted to do physics, but that's not going to happen now anymore, I think. But next stream, we can still do it. Okay. So, collections. We want to assign a bunch of stuff. Okay, wait. First of all, where are these metallic bones assigned? Because it doesn't look good. So, I mean, basically, these bones should be assigned to like the clothes collection. Like this one. And not to this one. Oh, you're kidding. No. No, don't tell me the unassign button doesn't work. Man. I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Doesn't matter. So, now we can hide the clothes. All these bones should go on the hair collection. We should also have a similar structure as the clothes, I guess. Yeah, well, it can't. It needs to have a slightly different solution. What is that solution? Because yes, there is a hair bound, you know, hairstyle. And then there's the other one. I think each of these need a separate FK and stretch. Collections. Hair bound stretch. Hair ponytail stretch. Well, yeah, I guess. Hair ponytail FK. And then these would be the driven ones. These would be exposed. Yeah, I think that makes sense. But yeah, that means these guys go onto hair ponytail FK and not anything else. And I mean, I guess the first three can also go on hair bound FK, that's fine. And these guys go on hair bound FK and not FK controls. So if we disable the hair collection, those guys are gone. I forgot about these guys, which are... I don't think they're gonna have a separate collection. I think I just put them here in hair FK, because these are guys that are always visible whenever the hair collection is enabled, basically. So that's good enough. Okay, so that's the hair done. These guys are the fingers. So hopefully they are assigned to only the fingers. No, they are not. So let's fix that. What are they assigned to? They're assigned to nothing? What? Really? So if I disable all collections, they still show up. Huh, okay. Well, they should be assigned to the finger collection, so that when I hide the finger collection, they go away. Perfect. And then the properties bone should be assigned to, let's say, just the rigging collection. And so when I hide this, that will go away. And then, let's see. The legs, like the left leg should be on FK left leg and IK left leg. This collection should go away. And maybe these collections should be organized or ordered a bit better. So I'm thinking left arm, left leg, right leg. Just like that. And it shouldn't be assigned to anything else. Including, well, I guess it should be assigned to rigging collection. That's arguable. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. As long as the right leg is assigned to both of these. The spine is assigned to anything, basically. Like the root controls, I guess. I mean the root collections. Same for the shoulders, I think. Maybe FK only. And then arms and legs, well, just, I mean, left and right arm. IK arm left, FK arm left. And also rigging for consistency. Arm right, and rigging. Okay, so if we disable rigging, we still have our base skeleton. If we disable FK controls, the shoulders go away. If we disable both of these, everything goes away. This is vaguely fine. The more important aspect of this is going to be the bone sets, which defines where the generated bones go in terms of bone collections. I don't like what I'm seeing here. This is not good. When will the movie release? We don't have a date yet, so I don't know. Soon TM. Right, so this is throwing me an error, I guess. Also, I wonder if I removed the prints. I guess I didn't. Now, what have I done here? It's still complaining about this thing that I already fixed. At least I thought I fixed. When does this run? Whenever collection name changes. Damn it. This is so annoying. Let's check where the actual error is. Properties 228. Why? Why is that bone set not getting removed? Why? Ah, because UI bone sets is different from actual bone sets. Oh my god. So I think from here it's actually gone. Yeah. Yes, it is. But from here, it is not gone. Ah. Well, now it will be. I guess for extra safety we can add on the check. And now, if we rename this, then it's still broken. But why? 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 Oh, because now this if statement doesn't trigger anymore. We'll make it separate. I'm not gonna make the extra safety check. Ah, wait. Oh no. We gotta make it messy. We'll make it a separate thing at least, though. Maybe this will do it. Nope. It's still there. Oh my god, why? Just go away, you garbage data. Why? Why is it not catching it? 4 bones and name because it's not in this one. Right. That's fine. We make a separate loop for this. Yes. Catch it. Kill it. Doesn't work. Why? What's the name in this component? You have all sets of keys. I don't understand. Okay, extra controls. So I am iterating through that. And then has utter should still return false. it doesn't. It returns false. So this should trigger, and this should get deleted. Is this not running? Maybe not, until I regenerate. Oh, you know what? Let's just reload Blender. Oh wait, it already failed. It already failed. But it's fine, because now I reload Blender, and it's gonna be great. Nope. Unbelievable! This garbage just will not go away. Is it getting recreated for some reason? No. Is this not even triggering anything? Please. It's tough when the console is spammed this freaking hard, man. Maybe if I close this panel? Well, then I guess it's not spam, but nothing happens. Something happens. Well, renaming collections is failing again. Great! What? Deletion is not supported? Since when? Oh dear. Why? Oh, because it's just a collection property. So then I can just say this, and then something like that. Probably not, because I think it wants an index. Jesus, typing is hard. What did I remove? I removed the random thing, but definitely removed something. Shouldn't it just get cleared at some point? It should just be getting cleared. Oh no, but then it's you losing data. Okay. Can you find by this name? Does it have a find function? Yeah. That should work. Swear to God. If this doesn't work. It works. Great. Now we can maybe actually do something. How long did the movie take to make? Not as long as fixing this stupid bug. I don't know. I guess we've been working on it. Oh, I have no idea when we started working on it. We can check. Because I need a break. I need to get out of here in like 25 minutes. Maybe a bit sooner. Films. Gold. Let's see. So we're on production log 61. Is this still being updated? Yeah. Cool. Oh, I'm not logged in. Haha. Let's leak some content. Oh. Log in. There we go. So see all production logs. And then can I go back to like the beginning? Yeah. It seems we started production September, so it's coming up to a year soon. Yeah. But of course now production is one down and only like 3 people are working on it. But still. If you want to see all this behind the scenes stuff, then come and support us on our website, studio.blender.org. You can sign up for I think $11.50 a month. And look at all this stuff that Sumo is putting out. I mean, I'm gonna leak a little bit now, but why not? What is this? Listen, a 2D drawing startup as a comp step that Andy made this week. I experimented with some basic edge detection to generate brush strokes based on features of the image procedurally. Bruh, this guy is crazy. Do the button again. Oh, they're there. Oh, they're subtle. Oh, earlier he was showing them more obviously. Oh, wow, they're like nice smooth edges. Bruh. Crazy. Okay, so this is what it's detecting. Jesus. He's doing edge detection in geometry nodes. Alright, anyways, so about a year. Let's get back to what I was doing, which was stupid collection assignments, which I expected to go a lot faster than this. So, the upper arm FK controls of the left arm need to go in left arm FK. Boom. IK needs to go in left arm IK. You see why this is gonna be extremely boring? Ooh, wait, if I symmetrize this now. That actually works. Oh, that's great. Okay, at least that saves us a bit of time. But I just realized that we need to make more things for the stretch controls, more collections. That's fine. It's fine. At this point, nothing matters. Stretch arm left. Is that the correct order? Stretch arm left, yep. This needs to be parented to the stretch controls. Another one, stretch arm right. Leg left. Leg right. What? No. What is happening? Bruh. Okay, I don't like when the UI says that this should never happen. Well, this is very sad because it was working for like 5 seconds and now it stopped working again. Not like this. Also, it seems I might be leaving some prints around. Oops. Oh, when the commander doesn't have an active bone set. Okay, so this got broken by the garbage cleanup. which is kind of understandable. We can fix it quickly. It's like if we remove anything, then just set the component's active bone set to be... Well, now it's kind of too late. Crap. It's fine. Does this have a setter though? Wait, active, yeah, active bone set index equals 0, I guess. That could work. Or not. What is it called? So I need to set actually the active UI bone set, which is bone set's active index. Please? Why? Is this not even running anymore? This should still be running. Oh, only when I actually rename something. But it still doesn't clean it up. Damn. Damn it. Come on.
Allow yourself to relax.
Owner postbone? Baseball name? Yeah.
Let go of any concerns that may be in your mind about what you've just been doing, about what you will be doing later. Simply be in this moment. Bring your mental attention to the breath. Take a few long, slow, deep breaths.
What?
Then let the breath settle into its own pattern.
What?
When you're ready, slowly open your eyes and return.
Okay. Progress. I mean, I'm not running that function for nothing. That's good. This component has no young process anymore. And it basically lists everything, which is odd. Because it suggests that active bone set is always returning nothing. Probably because there is no active UI bone set, which returns nothing when then there's no UI bone sets. So, are there no UI bone sets? Are they all getting nuked? Shit. That would be a problem. But most likely yes. Wait. They are all getting nuked. Ugh. Okay. For how long have these freaking bone sets been gone? Wait, what? That's rough. Well, we have some autosaves. 20 minutes ago, dude. This is fucking insane. Dude, the amount of fallout that is caused because I removed one bone set implementation from CloudRig is insane. Like, I just cannot fix it. Despair. Absolute despair. I just want to fix this now in the next 10 minutes and then get off stream. But I don't even know what to do. Like, at least if I regenerate the rig, they would come back, right? Surely. Oh, I just screened. No, they're just gone. And my terminal is now gone. What? How did I open a bunch of terminals? This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Okay. Did it preserve? Oh, we didn't do much yet, so it doesn't matter. Will it stay fixed now? Let's assume it's gonna stay fixed now. Let's add this to the commit. And let's try to set up some collections. Like we have been trying to do for 2 hours now. And let's see if we can actually do it this time without running into 1600 bugs. So FK arm left, IK arm left, and IK arm left again. Stretch arm left. Actually, wait, I don't need to split up the stretch controls. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Do I? No, I don't need this. That was a waste of time. That's fine. Some of this was. At least it meant we would fix things. Okay, so symmetrize this. That's done. FK controls. FK left leg. FK controls extra can stay on FK secondary. Foot reverse IK controls. IK left leg. IK child, IK controls, symmetrize. Fantastic. And then we want to drive those collections with these IKFK switches right here. So we copy that as a new driver. And then we come here, somewhere here. Paste driver, edit driver, scripted expression. So if IK left arm is less than 1, then we want the FK control to be error if it's greater than 0. No, wait, no, this is good. So because now the arms are set to IK, the FK collection is hidden. I think that's good. Let me just rename this to just var and var, so it's easier to copy paste this. Yeah, and arm right. Leg left. What is called thigh. Leg right. Great. Let's try this. So yeah, the FK controls are hidden, and then if I turn this down, then the FK controls appear. Ah, great. Finally. And then let's do that for the IK collections. But we change this so that it triggers when it's greater than 0. Copy that, paste it. Is this the left arm? Yes, left arm. The right arm. Left leg. Right leg. Generate again. Yeehaw! Okay. So, using such technology, we can make the rig a lot less cluttered. And that was the point that I wanted to make about 2 hours ago when I started working on this. But hey, we got there eventually, I guess. I wanted to get a lot more done today. And also we can take this a bit further, so I still want to do this same thing for the hair. It's roughly already done for the clothes. Same for the finger, IKFK. So yeah, I think we're gonna pick back up here. Are these streams archived? Yes. Yes, you can find the streams if you go on the YouTube channel and you click on live. I think. Like on the playlists, I guess. Let me find out. This is my YouTube. This is a different computer than the one that I am normally looking at on my right side of the screen. So, YouTube Studio, I guess? No. How do I just go on the freaking channel? Like, is there no button to just go to my channel? My guy, view your channel. Why is this a different style button than all of the other buttons? So she go playlists. Live streams. Then I guess you just have to go to live. Yeah. But I'll make a playlist later. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for whoever tuned in. Sorry the end of this was coding troubleshooting nightmare. We'll continue. I think I would like to stream again on Wednesday, around 2 or 3 p.m. No promises though, but keep an eye out. And yeah, hopefully we'll finish this collection nightmare. I'll have all these minor issues fixed by then. And then we'll continue with physics and the face rig. Well, getting started on the face rig, which is going to take a long time. So yeah, that's the face stuff might be kind of exciting actually. Alright, have a good day guys.